Introducing Lucha Underground. Lucha Lucha. Lucha Lucha. Lucha Lucha. Lucha Lucha.
This is my Season 2, Episode 11 review of Lucha Underground. Yet another really good episode. I'm sorry, at this point, this wrestling show can do no wrong. It continues to be the premier wrestling promotion in the world. Let me just say this first before I even get into the show. If you are unable to watch Lucha Underground because of, the cable provider, you don't have the L-Ray network, I am up here to give you 2 ways you can watch it legally. The first way is through iTunes. iTunes is now streaming all episodes of Lucha Underground. You can buy the entire season for only $30 to $38 right now on iTunes. And I think what they do is they don't wait until the premiere. They actually just release it to you the day of. So please check that out. If you have iTunes, hop on that. Now, if you don't have iTunes, don't worry. I don't have iTunes myself. I have a new way. FuboTV.com. They pretty much air the L-Ray network on their streaming site. And you can watch it for only $6.99 a month. So, those are the 2 ways that you can watch Lucha Underground. Now, those of you who stream the show, first off, completely understand. I really do think you should hop on this. If you are able to provide the funds, really hop on this opportunity to give money to Lucha Underground, to help them grow as a promotion, and to help these guys feed their families. Keep in mind, these guys are still sacrificing their bodies for our entertainment. They're still on the road. Probably not as much as WWE or TNA, but they're still on the road away from their families and going to these cities, going to these tapings. And if we're going to get more of Lucha Underground, they are going to need as much money as they can. So here is a put your money where your mouth is scenario. If you're able to give them money, iTunes, FuboTV.com, check it out. So both links are down below in the description box. So there you go. Other than that, let's get into our Lucha Underground review. We kick things off with Vampiro and Dario Cueto. They're in the restroom. Vampiro is looking down the drain of a sink with his pills. And I think we all know what he's thinking because he got attacked by the monster Matanza last week after his student Pentagon Jr. was taken out. And he's going to be out for a while. So you're saying to yourself, is he going to pour the pills down the sink and release Vampiro? Well, Dario walks in and says, I wouldn't do anything stupid. You know how dangerous Matanza is. He will rip your old ass apart. And Vampiro, not taking too kindly to that, stands up to his ass like, bitch, what'd you say to me? And then Dario backs off and says, look, you're a good commentator. I need you on the show. Keep it together. Pentagon will be back. It's nothing personal. He got in the way. My brother did what he was supposed to do. And Vampiro, for the time being, takes his pills, puts them back, until it's time for him to unleash the Dark Master of Pentagon Jr., which will happen one day. One day it will happen, and I can't wait for that. We got Officer Ray and Officer Joey and Ryan, talking to their boss about Cueto. They announced that they are now in the Trios tournament as a tag team. And pretty much their goal is to win the championships and get closer and closer to Cueto, so the officers can arrest him. Why do I feel like, and this is just me watching Lucha Underground just a little bit too much, why do I feel like these guys are going to be killed off? Is it too early to say that? I kind of feel like these guys are being set up to be killed off at some point in the season. I don't think I want that, but at the exact same time, it would make sense. First match on the show, Cobra Moon versus Ivelisse. I like that this was a more old school kind of wrestling match. There wasn't that much high flying. There wasn't that much luchador unorthodox styled wrestling. It was just straight up ground and pound technical submission wrestling, which I like, especially from female wrestlers. That's a new brand of flavor that we're getting from these female wrestlers. I like that. So they had a good match. I really liked it. I like this slithering, seductive, snake-like submission style wrestling of Cobra Moon. It's really unique. It works nicely with Eva Lisa's brawling, technical wrestling style. And we also got a lot of stiff shots in this match. So we got a different kind of style of match that we usually get from the Lucha Underground wrestlers. And I like the fact that it was the female wrestlers that delivered it. Eva Lisa wins it with a really awesome running Yoshi Tonic or Cold Red pin. It looked devastating. But she got the victory. And she, I guess, will keep that momentum going for her unlikely trio with Son of Havoc and Angelico, who will end up facing the winners of the Trios tournament at a later date. So, good opening match. And next up, I think we got... Was it that kill shot interview? I think it was the kill shot interview, which I really, really liked. So, essentially, kill shot is a trained sniper. Kill shot. It's pretty cool. He fought in the war, and I think he killed, 30-something people in war. He had a lot of people that he lost as a result. They're not dead, they're just lost. But he fights in Lucha Underground to help him, forget all about that. It's his way of getting over the time in war. And I like that. It reminds me of Deadshot from Batman. Pretty much almost a very similar character, if not the exact same. I like it. I think it's really cool, and I hope to see him do some awesome stuff in Lucha Underground. Then we got a famous B. Short promo with that short wrestler. Is it Mascarita Sagrada? That little short wrestler with the white outfit. He was doing a backstage segment with Famous B. He gave him his card. He was all like, I'm gonna make you famous. Make you famous. Famous. And he really sells it. Famous. It's really cool. But then we go into one of my favorite segments of the night. Sexy Star and the Mac, Willie Mac, are backstage. You see Sexy lifting weights. Here comes the Mac. He talks to her, saying that little bastard Cueto put me in a trios tag team with Mariposa and Marty the Moth Martinez because he's an evil son of a bitch. And Sexy Star is like, oh my god, why? Why is he doing this to me? And he pretty much tells her, look, I could use your support. No, and oh, no. Not to the I to the no. Yes, that is a good song. But, she was like, nuh-uh, I'm not going out there. But when he leaves, I love this. There's this flash of scenes of them torturing her. And I love that storytelling. I love that we can do that with Lucha Underground. Because it shows you what's going on inside her head. She's remembering all the times they torture her. And you just see her yell, primal roar. Ah! And then she drops the weight. And then she walks out. Love that. It just shows so much. It tells so much about Sexy Star. It makes me care about her more. So from that, we get into the Trios Tournament qualifying match between Castro, Mr. Cisco, and Joey Ryan, taking on Mariposa, Marty the Moth Martinez, and the Mac. Very fun match, man. Cisco showed us a lot more stuff than he usually does. Usually, he's kind of a brawler, stiff wrestler. He did some high-flying moves tonight, and he stood out more than he usually does. Thought that was really cool. Mac was clearly the fan favorite. Mac is such an awesome wrestler to watch. Joey Ryan was more of the, I'm here to steal the spotlight, but not do much of the work kind of wrestler. I love that. That's really cool. So, a lot of good stuff happened in this match, and eventually the match broke down. They all started fighting each other. Mac got so sick of Marty and Mariposa, not tagging him in and trying to do things their way. So he does this awesome dive to the outside and lands on all of them. Marty gets inside the ring, and Mac and Marty have a falling out. Mac stuns Marty and allows Cortez, Cisco, and Joey Ryan to win their match. And those three move on in the tournament. Mariposa attacks Mac after the match, and here comes Sexy Star. Sexy attends to Mac first, then looks at Mariposa. Mariposa does her whole little weird gesturing, which usually scares her off. But Sexy snaps. She goes crazy and beats the living hell out of Mariposa. Stomps on her, throws her around, grabs her by the hair, and just does this. I'm being very cartoonish with it, but that's essentially what she does. And Mariposa runs off. That was great. I love seeing Sexy Star get some redemption on the Moth tribe, the crazy folk. So eventually, this will lead to a one-on-one match between the two. That most likely won't happen until probably Ultima Lucha, which is fine. I think after that, we got the Rey Mysterio and, El Dragon Azteca promo, where they announced that, well, first off, they say they will take the monster down one day. They were defeated, but that's only because they were not ready. When they come back, they will be stronger than ever. However, they will be entering the Trios tournament, and their third partner is Prince Puma. If there was ever a holy trinity of lucha wrestling, that's it. Those three are the holy trinity. That should be their tag team. The Trinity. Rey Mysterio, El Dragon Azteca Jr., and Prince Puma. It was awesome. By the way, Prince Puma spoke. He actually spoke. It was actually pretty cool. He didn't say much. He just said, "It's me." Something along those lines. It was very simple and to the point, but he spoke. So it was a big deal. Episode 50. Episode 50 of the series is where he speaks. I hope they win. I like Angelico. I love Evilise, and I like Son of Havoc. I like the tag team. I love the trio. The unlikely trio. But this trio is amazing. These three need to win this. I am pulling for Rey Mysterio, El Dragon Azteca, and Prince Puma. But finally, we close the show with Phoenix versus Matanza. Phoenix being a former world champion. Lucha Underground champion. He had a right to take him on for the championship. And just like Pentagon Jr. last week, this was a massacre. It was a huge mismatch. He couldn't get anything. All the offense that Phoenix got on Matanza did nothing. Kicks, punches, high-flying drop kicks, splashes, everything. He did everything, threw everything at Matanza. Got nothing on him. He just got ragdolled. Big time. It's not fair. Matanza is so OP. I'm starting to wonder if anybody can beat him, but to me, I knew the match was over after 2 spots. When he did a German suplex into the turnbuckle and then followed that up with like a world's strongest slam on the outside, I knew it was over. I'm like, he's not going to kick out of the next move, which was the Wrath of the Gods. And he wins. So Matanza retains his championship. And then after the match, he decides to, by orders of Cueto, attack Phoenix. Beat him down really, really bad. Just, And then, who makes the save? Katrina. Katrina comes out, and then she calls on Mil Muertes, who actually comes out and makes the save. He comes out and saves Phoenix, and he actually manages to knock Matanza, not off his feet, but out of the ring. So, Mil Muertes, at this point in time, might stand the closest chance of beating Matanza. He won't, but he actually could do something to Matanza. So there you go. That is your next match. Mil Muertes versus Matanza. When is that happening? I have no idea. Next week? Probably not. Maybe the week afterwards. I can't wait for it. But I love the last scene. The last scene is Mil Muertes looking at Phoenix. Not saying anything, but just looking at him and just kind of going, kind of like a small nod, and then walks out. And then you see Phoenix turn to Katrina. And she's smiling at him. And she does this with the stone, acknowledging him. And you know what? I love this for 2 reasons. It shows you how much of a threat Matanza is. The fact that he is creating comrades amongst enemies, mortal enemies. Come on, this is Mil Muertes and Phoenix. They are destined to always fight. The man of 1,000 deaths and the man of 1,000 lives. They are coming together to take on Matanza. That is how you know Matanza is a big freaking threat. I love that. So whenever we get Mil Muertes versus Matanza, I'm going to be pumped. But next week we get the debut of Rey Mysterio, El Dragon Azteca, and Prince Puma. That should be cool. But other than that, guys, that is my review of Lucha Underground this week. Give me your thoughts about the show down below. And hopefully the season continues to go on. Again, if you have not seen Lucha Underground, please hop on iTunes, hop on Fubo TV, whatever way you can to watch the season, get on it. Down below in the description box. But that's my video. Thank you guys for watching. This is your boy, Deluxe Man, signing off. You guys take it easy. Peace.